Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick. Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick Podcast, and we've got another Fantasy Football Players Championship Draft happening today, picking from the fourth position this time. This is my fourth entry in the league, and I got one more to go tomorrow. But this draft, as far as my opinion, it went the best of any draft I've been in so far, so you definitely want to check it out. Here we go.
Listen up. It's time for the Fantasy Maverick Podcast, starring the guy who's going to help you win that fantasy championship, Jimmy Maverick.
Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick, and we got two drafts to do tonight. So again, I'm just going to tell you all out there, don't schedule two drafts on the same day because it is hard. It's very difficult. First one is FFPC. This is my fourth entry, and I actually get an early draft pick. I get to pick fourth. So if I'm lucky, I might be able to get Zeke. If not, I'm totally going with Kamara for my first pick. He's perfect for PPR. And we're going to follow, again, the top 50 dominator strategy, although it is going to be more difficult to achieve given that we have that late sixth round pick. So we'll have to see how it goes. And, because it's PPR, I might, and you get the bonus for the tight end, I might end up going with the tight end at like the fourth pick, maybe Darren Waller or something like that. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll just have to see how the board goes. So let me just minimize this here so you can see we got 3 minutes till the draft starts. We are picking fourth, so we are right there. And I've got the app already set up. So we got, you know what? I do not have it set up correctly. Let me refresh this. We're doing the FFPC, so the tight end bonus. No to the player filters. And let's go 12 and 4, enter draft mode. Okay, so I've been learning a lot about these FFPC drafts so far, and they are a little bit challenging. I've noticed that, the running backs tend to be very aggressively taken, even those that are very poor value, like Zach Moss in the 6th round. He does not value well at all in a PPR league like this, yet he's going that early. And it's like, you know what, if someone else wants to take that, I'm fine with it. That's kind of the nature of the beast. Really, we should go for running back. It'll be easy to get 3 great running backs here because we do have the early 3rd round pick. So that's very encouraging. And I'd like to maybe get ourselves one of the rookies, like maybe Jonathan Taylor, as he does rank as a top 50 value player. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? I don't think he does. We'll have to look here. I think if we look in the 3rd round, Taylor, where are you? Let's just filter for running backs. No, he doesn't. 67th overall. If we wanted to go with an elite, with one of the rookies, we'd have to go Clyde Edwards-Helaire with our first pick. That is a risky pick. I'm not necessarily against taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire first. He doesn't rate very well with this early pick, whereas he's down here 24 VORC points. Not a great choice. Value rank is 16th when we can be getting a guy, like Kamara is 5th. It just seems like a value trap there. Although yesterday, I got to say, I went with guys that in my first 2 picks, I went with Chubb and then I went with Jacobs, 2 guys that don't rate very well in PPR leagues, and I still ended up with a really good team. And they're both top 50 value, but their values in the 20s, as opposed to I could have taken like a Kenyon Drake or an Austin Eckler or something like that, but I chose not to. So a minute to go into the draft. So of course Zeke. If Zeke makes it, that would be the coup. I would love it to have Zeke, but I've got absolutely no problems taking Alvin Kamara 4th. That's really all I'm deciding on. Maybe, Saquon Barkley, who knows? He might make it to 4th. I doubt he will, but that's a guy who I would absolutely take. And if you look at the recommendations, let me just minimize this. It is Kamara, Kenyon Drake. Again, Drake rates very well, especially in PPR. Chris Godwin, wide receiver, we're not going to take those guys. Godwin's a reach. Drake, but Drake scores 50 VORC points here. It's very good, but his value rank is 15th. Again, we're going to take the a top 5 value player, and so that's Alvin Kamara. Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, those are the guys we want. So it's an easy first pick. This one's a cinch. So I'm just going to pause until we get to our pick, and then we'll make it and we'll move on. Okay, so it was the very typical first 3 picks. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott. Alvin Kamara is the man. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take him. No problems with taking him there. So let's move on to the second round. We got a little bit of a gap here. So let's see what kind of players we can get in the second round. So it is recommending Kenny Golladay, that's a great choice. Chris Godwin, again, he was a reach on the last one. James Conner is all of a sudden ranking very well here. That's very interesting, even though his value is terrible. No, I'm not going to look at these recommendations. Let's look at the top of the list. So we got Golladay, Godwin, Ertz is here as a reach. I don't think I would want to go for a reach at this point. We could also see if either of the elite tight ends make it to us. I doubt they will. Julio Jones, Austin Eckler, DeAndre Hopkins, these are all long shots for us. Certainly Julio's value is outstanding. Hopkins' value is outstanding. Although I don't like his outlook, but you can't deny he's going to be a huge part of that offense. He just signed a big contract renewal today, right there. We can also look here. Patrick Mahomes, obviously is an elite option. We could go with that. Most of these other guys are below 40 though. Allen Robinson, DJ Moore, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Jones. So let's get some of these guys queued up. So Golladay and Godwin. Let's do that. And what about the running backs? I mean, what running backs are showing here? Just Eckler, Jones, and Connor. That's interesting. We'll have to see who else makes it to us here. Let's go to wide receivers, and we'll go Godwin and Golladay. All right, and then let's see here, who else? Julio and Hopkins also. Let's put them on. Julio and Hopkins. I doubt those guys make it to us. For running backs. Now, running backs, I'm going to just jump back to the first round and just look at all the running backs because some of these guys are going to make it to us. Let's see here. So obviously, Drake will not make it to us, right? Henry will not make it to us. Chubb will not make it to us. Jacobs, no. Eckler, maybe. Let's put Eckler on the queue. Let's look at... Eckler might already be gone. Look at that. He is already gone. So who else might have a chance to make it to us? Not a lot here. I mean, it's going to be heavily picked over by the time it gets back to us. But, someone like Chris Carson. Where's Carson? How come I'm not seeing him? Go to the next round. If we look at round 2, where the heck did Carson go? Is he still on the third? Oh, he's on the third round. That's why. All right. We're going to have to see who's available once it comes back to us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video right now, and we'll come back when we're within 3. We'll see who's available and who we will look to target. Okay, so we're within 3 of our next pick. So here's what happened. Since Kamara, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, then Michael Thomas, Travis Kelce, Joe Mixon, George Kittle, Austin Eckler. So again, 2 tight ends come out in the first round. Then in the second round, Miles Sanders, Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs, then Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. We are 3 away from our pick. And so there's going to be some good options available here. We'll see if anybody falls to us. I don't want to jinx myself, but, we'll see what happens here with these last 3 picks. You can see we still got, Godwin and Golladay on the queue. Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins still both on the board. Chris Carson is there as well. And, as far as who are the top 50 running backs.
You are up next.
All right. It's to us. It looks like Julio just came off the board. Yes, Julio. Yeah, Julio just came off. So if we look here, so the running backs, obviously, I mean, geez, if Nick Chubb makes it, that would be awesome. We got Connor, Connor does not score top 50. Taylor does not. Chris.
Now you are
Oh,
on
look
the
at
clock.
that. Nick Chubb made it to my second round pick. That is awesome because I love Chubb as a second round. I took him in the first round yesterday, and I'm not real thrilled with him in the first round, but I got to say, second round, I think he's going to be a great choice here. So Nick Chubb's value actually is pretty darn good if we reestablish him here. 58 VORC points in the second round, value ranked 29th overall. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take Nick Chubb. That's actually a really nice value play. And then what we're going to do, we can grab ourselves another really good running back in the third, maybe Chris Carson. You also have Todd Gurley. You got David Johnson there. And so these are all very viable, very easy to get for us in the third round. So I'm feeling confident about our top 50 dominator strategy. So a great start, man. I got to say, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, nice 1-2 punch for my running back core. And then in the fourth round, we'll look to take a wide receiver. So that's where we're at. And let's just see what's going on the draft board here. So I'm just going to pause so we get within 3 of our next pick, and then we'll see where we're at and see who we're going to take. Okay, so we're almost back to me again. So DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson all came off the board. Then Chris Carson. It's 2 picks to us. And what I'm thinking here is if Golladay makes it to us, his value is 17th overall. He's a long shot to make it to us. But 82 VORC points is what he scores in the third round. 17th value overall. And then what we can do is we could stack him with Matthew Stafford. And that would just be an excellent combination because Stafford I don't have to take till much later in the draft. And, we would bypass the third running back.
You are up next.
But, okay, so David Johnson came off.
Now you are on the clock.
Oh, okay, so what happened? Who did he take? Someone took Cam Akers. Okay, another guy doesn't score in the top 50. So that's something to note there. So Kenny Golladay did make it to us. And Todd Gurley is still on the board. So, we could still get ourselves 3 top 50 running backs. But I think what I want to do here is I'm going to get the wide receiver here. 4th round, we'll get ourselves a tight end. 5th and 6th, we'll get ourselves 2 more wide receivers. And we'll go from there and we'll get the stack with Matthew Stafford. So that I think is the strategy this game. So let's go ahead and draft Kenny Golladay. And so that is that's a great trifecta to start. Great value. Kenny Golladay, 17th most valuable player. We were just crossed pick number 28. So there's really nice value there. So that's really, really good. Now we're going to go to the 4th round, and you can see here's what we could do. Darren Waller. Because Darren Waller's value is 35th overall. We'll be at pick 45, so another excellent value pick. We already have our elite wide receiver, so we can take that, and then hopefully some of these third-round guys, some of these fourth-round players will fall to our early 5th-round pick, and that should be relatively easy to do. So let's go ahead and get our queue set up. So I'm going to first of all put we're going to go and I'm going to put both Ertz and Waller on the queue because obviously if Ertz makes it, Ertz is a really great choice in the 4th round as well. Let's see here. We would have to restore him. Ertz, if we restored him, see, Ertz scores 88 VORC points, 18th value overall. That would be a super coup if we got him. So, that's a super long shot here, but we can see, if it happens, it happens, and I've seen guys go extremely late in some drafts. It's just crazy. But let's go ahead and get some of these wide receivers on the board. Let's get the long shots on. Ridley, Chark. See, Bell's not a top 50 player. AJ Brown's outside the top 50, so definitely Ridley and Chark. So let's get them on the queue. Wide receivers. There's Ridley and Chark. Where are you? There's Chark. Ridley is another one. If we were able to get Ridley as our 2. Then we could take Ryan and stack with Ryan too. Although I think I'm comfortable doing the Stafford stack with Golladay. I really like the upside there. Look, Patrick Mahomes finally came off right after us. So let's look at these other. So what other wide receivers are we looking at? So we've got some that are reaches. Sutton, Sutton and Waller. We already got Waller on the queue, but Sutton's a reach. But you can see here we've got Allen and McLaurin. They don't score 40, but they're very close at this point. So let's put Allen and McLaurin on the queue. Where's Allen? There's McLaurin. Where's Allen? There's Allen. And then we had Sutton. Sutton's right there. Okay. And of course, we'll look to see who's at the top of the draft board when we make our next pick. And then anybody else we want to put on here. If we look at running backs, everyone's outside the top 50 value now. So that's just something that we're going to have to deal with. Bell offers the best value. I don't like Bell. I have him in several leagues. I don't really want him in any more. Melvin Gordon, 52 overall. That's pretty good, but only if he fell to us. Let's put Gordon on there, because you never know what's going to happen, and I doubt he would make it to us either. But he's just outside the top 50, so he's not a terrible choice. What else are we looking at here? Any quarterbacks? No, of course, because Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, are they gone at this point? Are they both gone? No, Lamar Jackson is still on the board late in the third round. That is interesting. One of these guys is going to bite on it, though. There's no way that Lamar Jackson would make it back to us. But those are the only two top 50 quarterbacks in my system. So, if you wanted to go early on that, and I actually did a draft like that the other day where I went Mahomes, I went Kelsey and then Mahomes with my first two picks. Nice, that's a nice stack there. I really like that. Team rated very well for points. So, but I like how this one's coming along right now. This is a really fine start. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pause the video until we get to our next pick, and we'll see who's available and who we're going to. Okay, so here's where we're at. Since I took Kenny Golladay, Patrick Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, Zach Ertz, Juju Smith-Schuster, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson at the end of the third round. That's really good. Robert Woods, DJ Moore, Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley going off early in the fourth is outstanding. That is such a deal. Adam Thielen, Odell Beckham, Calvin Ridley has come off. We got two to go to my pick. And, right now, if we look at the app, Waller is an outstanding choice. At pick 4, excuse me. At pick 4, we were talking about taking Waller. 61 VORK points here. Value is 35th overall.
Now you are on the clock.
He might have a chance to make it to us at the 5th pick because it's 54 that he's usually going. But we're really taking a chance, and it kind of makes me a little bit nervous that we would miss. And, But we got DJ Chark, and Chark offers excellent value here. Chark's value, 27th overall. We're at pick 45. I think I got to take the value of Chark, and we can hope that Darren Waller makes it back to us. So we can see. We can see if it happens. We've got the early 5th-round pick. Let's see if we can take advantage of it. Now, if we look at the 5th-round options, especially for wide receivers, Sutton is the top of the list. We got Metcalf, Lockett. Metcalf and Lockett are the two that offer top 50 value. So we can put them on the queue. So there's Metcalf and there's Lockett. Those guys are certainly really, really good. Love the value on my team right now. The 4 outstanding value players that we've got right now. This is making me super happy. We're going to have a really strong team here. Now, let me see as far as who is still on the board. I do have, so I got Waller, Allen, Sutton, Metcalf, and Lockett all queued up here. As far as running backs, again, guys are all poor value. You got Antonio Gibson at 65th overall. That's not a bad choice here. Kareem Hunt at 70th. He just signed a big contract. He is a long shot to make it to us on our next pick. He might be worth a take given that we have Chubb, if he makes it to us. He is going to be a long shot on the 6th round. Like I said, our 6th round target, who is normally it's Landry. Landry might not make it back to us. That's the thing. That's the reality of having this early pick, is you have a late 6th round pick. So it makes it difficult. But if somehow Waller makes it back, that would be the coup. That would be the coup d'etat right now for this team, because we basically have 5 players with top 35 value. I mean, I think that's really how the value sits right now. Waller, for the 5th round, if we look at the tight ends, Waller's 35th overall. Of course, it wouldn't be bad to go with Sutton, because Sutton is like 36th overall. So to get guys in the 30s, we're pick 52. So that's huge value. If either one of them make it, we're in great shape. And I'm totally happy to take either, but I really want Waller, just because to get ourselves an elite tight end would be very key to the success of this team. And then we can see what we can get in the 6th round as far as another wide receiver that ranks top 50, maybe. Maybe we can do it. Who knows? So we've got Montgomery, Raheem Mostert, Le'Veon Bell closed out the 4th round after our pick. And so now it's going to circle back to us, and we'll see where these guys go. These guys might go wide receiver, since they've all taken 3 running backs and only 1 wide receiver at this point. So, we will. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause so we're right near our pick, and then we'll figure out who we're going to. Okay, so it came back to us, and so it was Kupp, Metcalf, and Allen came off. So again, both our guys that we want, Waller and Sutton, are still available. I like the idea of going with Waller here and then taking our chances to see what receiver we can get in the 6th round. 35th value overall. This is, again, outstanding value relative to the draft position. So let's go ahead and take it, and then we will see if we luck out. That's really what it comes down to, because there's only 4 top 50 value players left. It's these 4 guys. Let's see here. Parker, Diggs, Gallup. And there's some guys that are just outside the top 50, like Gallup, who's a little bit easier to get. We can also look at, let's see here, for round 6. Let's take a look here. Who's it recommending? So, Gallup is top 54th overall, so he's good. Landry, 40th overall. That's why he's there. Kareem Hunt is here as well. 70th overall value, though. That's not very good. And you can see that most of the values here are not great. You got Tyler Higbee offers top 60 value. I don't think I want to take another tight end. Let's look at so for running backs, Hunt and Singletary, we could put those 2 guys on the queue. Hunt and Singletary. And I think what I want to do is let's look at the 5th round wide receivers, if any of them make it back. So we already got Sutton. Metcalf's gone. Boyd is a top 50. Devontae Parker's top 60. Boyd is a top 60. Devontae Parker's a top. I don't like Devontae Parker, but I do like Boyd. Let's get Boyd on the queue. Wide receiver. Boyd. Put Boyd on the queue. So we got a lot of players with top 60 value here, plus the few that are top 50. So we do have some good options here. It's going to be a long ways to our next pick, though. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video, and we will come back when we're within 3 of our next pick. All right, so we are cutting it close here, but here's how it stands. After Darren Waller, here's who came off. McLaurin, Fournette, Prescott, Hunt, Singletary, Lockett, Ingram, Marlon Mack closed out the 5th round. 6th round started with Deshaun Watson, Devontae Parker, Cortland Sutton, one of my guys, Antonio Gibson, T.Y. Hilton, one of my guys. We're down to just Jarvis Landry as the top 50 value player that's still available. Now, there is also Michael Gallup and Tyler Boyd. One just came off. Boyd just came off. So it's Tyler Landry and Gallup with 2 picks to go. I hope that one of them makes it to me. I hope that they both don't get taken here. We'll see what happens with these guys. But as far as 5th round, Hunt is already gone. Boy, let's see here. Fournette's gone. Zach Moss is still on the board, although, again, terrible value. Singletary's gone. Gibson just went. Boy. Let's see here. So who is still available for running backs? I mean, again, we would very much miss out on value on here. Oh, boy, look at this, man. It's going to be difficult to say what happens here. This guy's taken all the time in the world. As far as what other...
You are up next.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to go to the 6th round. No wonder all those guys were already gone. Yeah, so Singletary, Dobbins, and Mostert or long shots. Ronald Jones. Again, just not great value. We're next. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get one of them. He took Marquise Brown. Okay, great. So we either get Landry or Gallup. Again, on the 6th round, wide receivers.
Now you are on the
Landry's
clock.
value is 40th. Gallup's is 54th. So we're going to end up with 6 top 40 value players on this team. That is crazy good. I'm super, super happy with that. We lucked out, and now what we can do is we can focus on, because we're going to get Stafford. We have some rounds here, and we can get ourselves some more running backs, because we've only gotten 2 running backs now, and there are some good ones on the board, and I hope that they're not all taken by the time it comes back to us. So if we look at our 7th round pick, who's it recommending? Recommending Matt Ryan, Hayden Hurst, Jamison Crowder. Now, Matt Ryan we don't need to take because there's only been 4 quarterbacks taken so far. Let's see here. Who else? Hayden Hurst, and I saw he just came off the board. Doesn't matter. We don't need a tight end. We're set on tight end. Jamison Crowder. I want to just look at the running backs here. It's going Lindsey, Cohen, James White. Now, Cohen and James White certainly offer the best value. But I think if any of these other guys, I mean, look, we got the rookie Swift. We got the rookie Dobbins. And we've got Zach Moss. I kind of like the idea of going with a rookie here in the 7th round. I think that would be really, really good for our team. We can bank on the upside of one of these guys, and that would be really great to do. Likewise, if Michael Gallup makes it back to us, that would also be outstanding because, again, his value in the 7th, well, let's see, in the 7th round, let's look at all. Gallup. Oh, Gallup's right there as a long shot. 54th overall. So we could actually end up with 7. And this is the 7 starters, right? This is the 7 that we will start our team with because we got 2 flexes. To have 7 players with top 54 value is extremely good. That's really, really strong. So you can see here that a couple of tight ends came off. Then Michael Gallup. So, okay. Well, it's a moot point now. So we don't need to worry about that. But I do like the idea of going for one of these rookies. I really like going for one of them. I doubt all 3 will be taken in the next 3 picks, so one should make it to us. And we'll just take whoever's left. I think if I had to order it, I'd probably go, Moss is getting a lot of buzz right now. The Dobbins offense, that's something that really has a chance to do something huge. And both those guys, run-first offenses, tons of rushing volume. Swift, I'm a little bit cooler on just because he hasn't done much in camp, and we don't really know what his role is going to be in that backfield yet. It's a little bit unclear. But okay, look, another tight end came off. So good. These guys are making it back to us. This is something that they never do when you have the late pick. When you're over here in the 9th and the 10th pick, those guys never make it back. So I like the idea of getting ourselves one of these rookies. And again, as a 3rd rookie, he's a flex play. So
next.
It's someone that we don't have to necessarily start every week. We can keep him out to see what happens. Okay, so Zach Moss just came off, so that kind of narrows it down. Hopefully Dobbins makes it to us. But of course, if Dobbins gets taken here, we'll grab Swift and we'll just live with Swift. And I think, there is some nice upside for Swift as well. And it would be nice to, see what happens there. Swift, again, he just doesn't rate very well, just because of, he's been dealing with an injury. That's why he's there. But come on, Dobbins. Let's get Dobbins. That's what I'm waiting for, man. Come on, make your pick. This is just the waiting game now. And then, of course, there's James White and Tariq Cohen. Those guys would be great choices on the next round if they make it to us. That would be good. I also very much like Philip Lindsay.
Now you are on the clock.
I doubt he would make it. Okay, he didn't. He didn't take Dobbins. Let's take Dobbins in the 7th. That makes sense. People were taking Dobbins like in the 4th or 5th round in some of these other drafts. It's nuts. We're taking him as our 3rd. He's our flex play. I think that's great. That's outstanding. And he's really getting good buzz on camp. Oh, man, I'm super happy with this team right now. This really, really makes me happy. This is a great starting lineup, and we are in excellent shape in this draft. This one, I think, is going the best of any one that I've been in. There's still only 4 quarterbacks that are taken off the board. The tight ends have really come off. That's something that's substantial. We're probably going to want to spend a 10th round pick on a second tight end. I'm thinking maybe Jarwin. Jarwin's a great choice. I really like Jarwin, and he'd be perfect as a second, as a second tight end in this league, and he might even be startable certain weeks. I do have him ranked as a top 12 tight end this year. So I'm going to pause the video. We'll come back when we're within 3. We'll see who we're going to get. All right, so let's see what happens. Since I took J.K. Dobbins, here's who's come off. Swift, White, Cohen, then Russell Wilson, Ronald Jones, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, and Deebo Samuel. That closed out the 7th round. 8th round started with Marvin Jones, then Tyler Higbee, A.J. Green, Kyler Murray, so another quarterback, T.J. Hawkinson, and Julian Edelman. So we've got 6 quarterbacks off the board now.
Next.
10 tight ends off the board. And, 11. Mike Gesicki just came off. But we still have a lot of guys on queue, including one of my personal favorites, Philip Lindsay, who's a great value in the 8th round. Let me just restore Lindsay. Hopefully he doesn't get taken here. Lindsay, 41 VORC points here. Value's not great, but again, I really like his upside and think he's a really strong addition. He would be a really strong addition. Now, I've got
Now you are on the clock.
Okay, great. Lindsay did make it to us. The guy took CeeDee Lamb. Okay, great. So, we've got some really nice wide receivers here that offer some really good value, and I think we can take one on the next round. And again, there's no rush to take a quarterback since we're going for Stafford. So let's go ahead. We'll take Philip Lindsay. And we're just going to wait as long as possible to have to take our quarterback. And he's nowhere near us right now. I mean, the trigger for us to take Stafford is when Brady comes off the board. So that's going to be our trigger. But very nice. Look at how great this team is shaping up right now. So, again, I love the upside of Lindsay. I think my prediction is by the end of the season, Lindsay has better stats than Gordon. I bet he has more yards than Gordon. So, that's what I'm banking on, and to get Lindsay here is a fantastic price. We might even think about maybe going one more running back because, again, the running backs really do thin out. We've got, and there are some guys here, not any that are super interesting. Let's look at the 9th round here since we got to go to that. 9th round, who's it recommending? So John Brown, Preston Williams. Okay, that's a really good wide receiver. I like that. Sterling Shepard, as you can see, offers tremendous value at this point. 80 VORC points. He's really good. Aaron Rodgers, we don't need that quarterback. So I'm actually thinking what I'm going to get is I'm going to get Stafford and I'm going to get Minshew because we also have Chark, and that way we got stacks no matter which player we have. So let's definitely get Brown, Williams. Here's Tate. That's a good choice. Let's go. Let's wide receiver. There's Williams. There's Brown. Where's Tate? Tate seems really early on the list here. It's probably because we have that huge gap. That's probably why. Is Tate like a... Oh, yeah, Tate's like a reach here. So, yeah, And look at this. Austin Hooper looks like a pretty decent choice here with 39 VORC points. Cook has 35. They're both worth considering. So let's put Hooper and Cook on the queue. Oh, they're right at the top of the list. Although, like I said, I'm more inclined just to wait for Jarwin. And let's see here. When would we need to take Jarwin? Next round, in the 10th round. So that would be our target. You can see that although there have been 11 tight ends taken, we haven't gotten that run on the mid tiers. So as long as it stays that way to our pick, I'm comfortable with waiting, and we should be able to get Jarwin, as he is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 8 deep on this list right now, so that's pretty good. Let's see, who else is Cook and Hooper. If we look at who's on the board, as you can see, Kirk's right at the top. I love Kirk's upside. I love Sterling Shepard. I mean, Preston Williams. These guys are all so good. It's going to be hard deciding between these guys. Let's look at running backs. And if I look at the running back list, what do we got? We got Breida. Breida, again, terrible value, right? But, it is a contract here. We got Chase Edmonds as a potential breakout. We got James Robinson as a potential breakout. But, again, those guys just don't offer very much value. Jordan Howard, not bad for value here, although he scores poorly on a number of factors, and he doesn't have any VORC points. All these guys are below 40. Is there anyone else? What about Kerryon Johnson? No, he's not even on the list yet. Where is Kerryon Johnson? There he is. Next round. He doesn't even score any points on the next round. I don't really want him. Breida, Howard. There's Madison. Madison is one who would probably go before our next pick. Is Madison on the next list? No. Boston Scott is. Okay. Okay, so look, Noah Fant just came off, so it's another tight end. I am, getting a little nervous that we're going to hit that run. Let's see what happens with these other.
Now you are on the clock.
Picks. Okay. Oh, Preston Williams came off. All right. Again, a guy that I very, very much liked. We got lots of great options here. As far as the running backs go, there's just. Again, I think what we're going to go to is just, the backups is what we're going to start targeting. I think we should take, like I said, Shepard rates very, very well his value, and he's just a favorite of mine for the upside. So I think I want to take him here. See, Shepard might make it to our next pick.
15 seconds left.
There's Kirk. Why not Kirk? 10 seconds. I got to make a decision. I'm going to go for Kirk, and we can hope that Shepard maybe makes it to the next pick. That's what we'll look for. So I got Kirk, and if we look at Kirk we're in the 9th round, right? Yeah, 9th round. Kirk, where are you? Oh, wide receivers. Kirk, right near the top, 61 VORC points, 80th value overall. And if we can get Shepard in the next round with a 62nd value overall, we're set with our wide receivers. We don't even need to worry about wide receivers, and we can just go running back for the rest of the draft and just pick up everybody that's left on the floor. So it looks like we've got another tight end. So we've had 13 tight ends taken now at this point. Looks like every team except for number 7 has their tight end. Oh, and 12 does not have a tight end yet. So those guys will most definitely be taking at this point. You can see that still only 6 quarterbacks have come off. So no quarterbacks have been taken. And, if we look at the quarterbacks here, even Matt Ryan and Josh Allen are still on the board. Tom Brady's our trigger for Matthew Stafford. All right, so I'm just gonna pause here. We'll come back when we're within 3 of our next pick. All right, so here's what's happened since the Christian Kirk pick. So Christopher Hitchens, Jerry Jeudy, Alexander Madison, Matt Breida, Chase Edmonds, Sterling Shepard got taken, so that kind of bummed me out. Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook, Jordan Howard, John Brown, Carson Wentz. So another quarterback's come off the board. Boston Scott came off, which bums me out because he was a target for the 10th round. And he went in the 10th round just before I could take him. Kerryon Johnson, Jonnu Smith. So we've now had 15 tight ends taken. And also, again, we have not hit the trigger for Matthew Stafford. And we really have not hit the trigger for taking Blake Jarwin also, because Jarwin is still pretty far down the list. Well, he's now 4 from the top. So actually, this might be a good time to take Jarwin. Jarwin rates very well in the app. I have him rated as 76th overall. And
you are
a
up
perfect
next.
Complementary tight end that would be startable on certain weeks to go with Darren Waller. So that would be I think will be an outstanding choice here. And again, another top 100 value player. We're already way past pick 100. So that is outstanding. That's exactly what I want. So Deshaun Jackson just came off, and we will go and see who comes off after right after here, and then it'll be our pick. And but things are looking great, man. I like how this team is building out. It's very solid, very sturdy.
Now
great
you are on
value,
the clock.
top to bottom so far. Really, really good. So who did he end up taking? Let's see here. He ended up taking Jalen Reagor. So yes, so Blake Jarwin makes it to us. Now there's a good chance he would make it back to us. Looking at how many players are in front of him, and this is the short turn. So what I want to see is, where's Golden Tate? He's not even on the list yet either. Oh boy! All right, so we got Coleman, Harris, Henderson, Michelle. None of those. What about wide receivers? Slayton, Hardman, Miller, Ayuk. Oh boy, 15 seconds. I got to make a decision here.
15 seconds left.
You know what? Let's go ahead and take a running back here. I'm going to go ahead and take... Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Oh, no. Who did it take? Oh, it took James Robinson. Okay, so it took the guy off the top of my list. That was a mistake on my part. I wasn't prepared, but it's all right. I do like James Robinson as my auto pick. I think he offers. He could do something. We'll see. He is a speculative play. But again, it just further bolsters my running backs. That was a mistake on my part. I took too long. I couldn't make a decision. That was not good. But like I said, we definitely will take Blake Jarwin on the next, and then we will circle around and see what happens. And the thing I like about not having to take our quarterback is that when we get to this part, when we get past the 11th round, going this way, basically everybody already has their quarterback. The only team that doesn't is pick number 6. So anyway, let me go ahead. I will pause till we're within 3 of our next pick, and we'll see where we're at and see who we're going to. Okay, so here's what happened. We hit the trigger for me to take my quarterback. So if I want to take Stafford, I need to take him here, which means I'm going to have to pass on Jarwin. And I'm guessing it's going to be a very slim chance that he's going to make it back to me. The other quarterbacks that are on the board, we got
now
Rodgers.
You are on the clock.
And we are on the clock. So who got taken? So Jack Doyle got taken and N'Keal Harry. So what we're going to have to do, again, and Josh Allen is still on the board, who's a very good play because of the rushing yards, but we don't have any of his receivers. But Stafford, we get the stack. And so I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take Stafford here because I don't want to miss on him. Even though basically everyone else has taken a quarterback, I don't want to risk it. Everyone else except for one team. So we were the 11th team to take a quarterback. So that's pretty good too. But it was just that they took 3 quarterbacks in a row to close out the 10th round. So now, we got Stafford stacked with Golladay. That's fantastic. I'm going to try to get Minshew also, who I think is going to be a great quarterback choice this year as well. But we can, see if Blake Jarwin makes it back to us, we'll take Jarwin. I'm guessing he will probably be gone. We still haven't had the rush on the tight ends. 15 have come off. But like I said, I doubt he is going to make it back to us at this point. Look, another tight end just came off. So I'm going to go to the 12th round. I'm going to look at the players here, put some up on the queue, and I'll be right back when we're within 3 of our next. All right, so it's almost back to us. And, of course, all of the tight ends that I was liking are now gone. So that is disappointing. Again, I had to take the quarterback, and I could have, looking at this, I could have possibly waited on the quarterback. Possibly. But them's the breaks. So, got to figure out, Golden Tate offers top 100 value. We also got guys like, we could take a McKinnon. We got Robbie Anderson here, Joshua Kelly, Darrell Williams would be a good shot. Good
you
choice
are on
here.
the clock.
And so it is now back to us. And we have to figure out who we're going to take. So for the 12th round, got to get myself in the 12th round here. It's recommending we take Jerick McKinnon. I kind of like that idea. Let's go ahead and take him. I like the upside of that play. If he can stay healthy, we'll see. And again, I only need one more wide receiver. Robbie Anderson would be a great choice for that wide receiver. And where is he on this list? Let's see. Where is Robbie? Robbie's going to pick 172. So right now we're at 141. Then we get 148, and then we get 165. So we do have a good chance to get Robbie Anderson, although it is saying that we should take him in the 13th round. That might be worth doing. But Golden Tate, again, he's still on the board. Let's see here for Tate. Tate knocks it out of the park right here. 75th overall value. And since we didn't end up getting Sterling Shepard, I'm comfortable with taking Tate if he makes it to us. Let's see here. Oh, and looks like Darrell Henderson came off. Darrell Williams came off right before our pick. Then it was Greg Olsen, Joshua Kelly. It's going to circle back. We also, we need to take a second tight end. And I'm thinking Gerald Everett is a high upside play. People are also liking Tyler Eifert, but I just do not trust his durability. But Everett could potentially be a good play here. So if he makes it back to us, I think we do need to take a second tight end. Let's just make sure they don't share the same bye week, which I don't think they do. Waller's a 6, Everett is 9. So yeah, we're fine there. So we'll go ahead and do that. So again, the run on the tight ends in the middle in these, the 10th and 11th round. Here in the 12th, actually, a ton have come off. So we have Joshua Kelly, Curtis Samuel closing out the 12th round. And all right, I'm just going to pause. We'll be back when it's our pick. All right, so it's almost back to us here. So let's take Gerald Everett.
Now
where are
you are on the clock.
I think I got to take the highest value player on the board right now. I think I got to take Golden Tate here. Running backs. There's Benny Snell. Again, I'm having a tough time deciding here. I think I want to take Snell as the backup to Connor. I think that's a great play. And again, we're just going to keep loading up on running backs. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 7 running backs now, so that's really good. That's making me feel real secure. And I think we got a great core, man. This is really good. And next round, if we go for a wide receiver, Tate, Lazard, Anderson are all still on the board. Let me see here. So we're going to go to the 14th round now. So I'm just going to pause. We'll come back when we're within 3, and we'll see where we're at and who we want to. All right, so we are starting to see defenses come off the board now. So since our pick of Benny Snell here, here's who has come off: Watkins, Ozigbo, Newton, Tate, Williams, Armstead, Dillon, Perryman. And then that was the end of the 13th round. 14th round began with Alan Lazard, San Francisco, Irv Smith, Hunter Renfrow, the Pittsburgh defense, the Baltimore defense, and Brandon Ayuk. This would I think we need to take our wide receiver because I don't have any other wide receivers on the queue. And I don't want to get burned with not having my fifth receiver. So Robbie would be my choice, Robbie Anderson. I very much like him.
Now you are on the clock.
Great. He's available. Let's go ahead and take Robbie Anderson. And so that gives us our 5 wide receivers. So we've got Golladay, Chark, Landry, Kirk, and Anderson. All these guys offer top 100 value plays. So that is an outstanding wide receiver core. That is the optimal number of wide receivers that I want to take in my league because of we have 2 wide receiver slots, 2 flex slots, and then +1, so that's 5. Everyone else, basically, I want to load up on running backs, and you can see we've already got 7 running backs, and we're going to get a few more. So the defenses have started to come off. I'm not going to play for an early defense here. I'm going to go for Philadelphia, who is someone that I can get late. And you can see Buffalo just came off. So the top 4 defenses have all come off. I find that it's usually a fool's errand to go after the top defenses as they often don't repeat as the top defense. But I have done it in a few drafts. And, because I got Buffalo, I got several shares of Buffalo because I really like their schedule. Their early season schedule is outstanding. I took Baltimore in a draft yesterday, and they got some tough games, man. But then what I did was I also got New England late because no one took New England. Those guys have some tough matchups as well, but I figure I can probably just flex them in there. Whichever one has the better matchup is the one I'll start. So week 1, Baltimore is playing Cleveland, so that's kind of a tough matchup. But New England is playing Miami at home, so I'm like, that's absolutely my starter for week 1. And then I think Baltimore has a decent matchup for week 2. So, that's how I'm going to play that one. But again, I really like I like Philadelphia. I actually also like Cleveland defense. Their week 1 matchup against the Ravens is not good, but week 2, week 3 is it is Washington and Cincinnati. So great matchups for that defense. And Tampa Bay is one I've been speculating on. I think they're going to be they really did good in the second half of last year, their defense. And so that's another one that's worth considering. But I'm not going to play the early defense game here. I'm just going to keep building my team. And I'm just super happy with how it's turning out right now. Now, if we go from the 14th, so we got to go to the 15th round. Who's it recommending for the 15th round? Drew Lock, Michael Pitt. See, and we also have not had, Cam Newton was the last quarterback taken. And so we still haven't hit my trigger for taking Minshew, which is either Joe Burrow or Ben Roethlisberger. When those guys come off, that would be my trigger to take him. But you look at this. Here's Michael Pittman, Joshua Kelly. I think I already got Kelly on the queue. No, I don't. Let's go ahead and put he might have already been taken, actually, because I thought I did have him on the queue. Yeah, and so anybody else of interest here? Larry Fitzgerald. He's the only one that scores over 40. At least his wide receivers. Let's look at the whole list. Drew Lock. There's Gardner Minshew. It's telling me to take Gardner Minshew, but again, I don't need to until the trigger happens. So nobody's taking any quarterbacks. So we'll just go with that and try not to get burned. But there's still a ton of quarterbacks in front of Minshew. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 quarterbacks in front of Minshew right now. So again, I'm not really worried about it. Let's see here. So I don't really need any more wide receivers. I'm good with that. Let's look at the running backs. Oh, Divine's already gone. Kelly's already gone. I do have Kelly on the queue. I believe I have Justin Jackson on the queue too, although he might be gone. Oh, he's gone too. And then in the 16th round, what pick is that? That's 189. Okay. So we're also going to see kickers start to come off as well at about this point. We could go for an elite kicker. We could just go ahead and take ourselves a Justin Tucker or Harrison Butker or something like that. And that would be...
Now you are on the clock.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and, even though, see, all the kickers are on the board still. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take another. Oh, look, there's Brian Edwards. That's a wide receiver. I think I'm going to take Brian Hill back up to Todd Gurley. I'm going to take him. And we're just going to continue to ride this and, see what happens. Hopefully, like I said, if a lot of defenses and kickers come off here, then it's not going to really impact who's still available for next round. So anyway, I'll be back when it's time for our next pick. We'll see where we're at. All right, so since our last pick, here's who's come off. Randall Cobb, Steven Sims, Brian Edwards, Michael Pittman. Brian Edwards is really good. I like him here in the 15th. He was going way too early in some of my other drafts. The Rams defense, Alshon Jeffrey, Justin Jackson, the New Orleans defense, Jared Goff, Malcolm Brown, Ben Roethlisberger, Darwin Thompson, Justin Tucker, the first kicker comes off finally. Carlos Hyde comes off. That was a guy that I was targeting. But remember how we said Ben Roethlisberger is the trigger for us to take Gardner Minshew. And this is normally when I was supposed to take him was in the 16th round. That's when I had been taking him in almost all my drafts. So let's go ahead and take. And look, Joe Burrow just came off. See, this is it. This is telling me that we absolutely need to take Minshew. And so that is an easy take. And then I think what we might want to do is on the come around, let's take our kicker. And if we can get one of the elites, that'd be great.
Now you are on the clock.
All right. So he took Daniel Jones. So you see all people are going to start taking their second quarterbacks here. So Gardner Minshew, thank you very much. We now have a double stack. Depending on no matter which we start, we got a stack with a guy with one of our receivers. So I'm super happy about that. This is going so good. And let's maybe think about taking a kicker. I think kicker in the 17 and then maybe 18 and 19, we can take our defenses and we should be able to get the Eagles. It should be relatively an easy get. And I think a lot of people are going to start taking their second quarterback as well. So that'll kind of crowd out what people are choosing. Because, this guy has one, this guy has one. Who else only has one quarterback right now? I think this guy only has one. Yeah. So there's still a lot of players that only have one quarterback. So they're going to need to take their second. And all right, so I'm just going to pause till we're to our next pick, and we'll figure out what we're going to do. All right, so it's back to us, and Will Lutz is available. So I think we should definitely take him. Shoot, we still haven't taken a second tight end, though. Darn it. I can't. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't do it. I can't risk it. I can't risk someone else taking Gerald Everett. I mean, it's great that we're getting him this late. That's outstanding. So that'll give us our second tight end. Okay, that makes me feel better. I was very tempted to take Will Lutz here, but I'm thinking, you know what? I still have to take. I gotta take two defenses, and yeah, this is better. This is for the best. So we are closing in on the end of this draft here, which is good because I've got another draft in like a half an hour. So let's wrap this baby up because this is my favorite team so far. This is the best draft I've had so far. And of course, it's because I have the early pick. I get Alvin Kamara, which I haven't gotten in any of my other drafts because my next earliest pick is 6th, but most of my drafts have been 9th and 10th. So. But this draft has gone outstanding for me right here. And, we've got 3 more picks to go. So we got to take our kicker and we got to take 2 defenses. So that's where we're at. And I'm thinking at this point, we might want to just wait for the last round for our kicker. We'll grab our 2 defenses next and do it that way. So anyway, I'll pause. We'll be right back when it's our pick. All right, so it's back to us. So we need to take our defenses. Tampa Bay and Philly are right next to each other. So I think what I want to do here, these guys have all taken their first defenses. Oh, boy. Philly is really the one I want. If I don't get Philly, I'm going to be extremely disappointed. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Philly, and then we will see who's available on the turn, and hopefully Tampa Bay makes it back to us. If he doesn't, there are other options we could take, like Cleveland is one that I like. So that would be...
Now you are on the clock.
That would be a good one. Okay, so what did they take? Oh, they took Mims. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll take the Philly defense. And let me just look at my app here to see what the defenses look like here. So New Orleans, that's already gone. See, none of these guys have great schedules. That's the thing, right? They have sucky schedules. Eagles I like. And then the Colts are good, but I think the Colts are gone. No, Indianapolis is still there. So Indianapolis is there. Tampa Bay is there. Let's see here. Yeah, and Cleveland is the fallback. No one's going to take Cleveland. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We will go with that, and it should be back to us pretty quickly here. And then all we got to do is just take our kicker, and we're done. So great draft today. Great draft. I mean, this went just about as optimally as I could hope for. The fact that I didn't have to take my quarterback till round 16, my second tight end until round 17. I got the defense I want in the 18th round, and I probably will get the other one I want in the 19th round. And then we'll take a kicker. It'll be towards the end of the draft, but most people only take a single kicker. They've already, almost every team has their kicker picked, and there's so many decent ones available. I mean, it's something that's super deep. It's super easy to get yourself a really good kicker because there's just so many available and nobody really wants them. Another thing I noticed if you ever need to replace your kicker, you have a fab budget in this league, but you only need to spend like $1 to get another kicker. It doesn't cost you anything. Nobody ever bids on kickers, so it's one of those things that you just don't need to worry about. Anyway, I'm just going to pause. We'll just finish up, but then I'm going to look at this team on the app because this team rates extremely well. So I'll be right back. All right, so none of the defenses have been taken. It's our next pick. I'm totally cool with going with Tampa Bay for the upside there, and we are rocking it, man. This draft is going so well. I'm just tickled pink here. This is the best one by far.
Now,
and really, all my
on
drafts have gone really well this year. So, but this one definitely is a cream of the crop type of team. So I will take Tampa Bay. Thank you very much. And then all I got to do is take a kicker. And look, there's just so many. Koo of Atlanta, I like. Crosby of Green Bay, I like. Dan Bailey, Minnesota, I like. I try to get guys that play in a dome. Ryan Suckup would be a good, although Tampa Bay doesn't play in a dome, but certainly, Tampa Bay. Oh, actually, maybe not that one. But let's see here. Who else? Got Jake Elliott of Philadelphia, Matt Gay, who is not assigned to any team right now, so I don't want that. Denver, Seattle's kicker, Jason Myers would probably be a good choice. There's just so many, right? It's just like no problem finding someone who could do very, very well. We'll get one of these guys. Really, there's no risk here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause. We'll take our last one. We're going to come back. We're going to look at the team real quick. I'm very excited about this team. All right, so the draft is done. Went very well. I got Dan Bailey as my kicker. So, again, I like kickers that play on a decent offense in a dome. It's Minnesota. Perfect. All right, so let's look at this team. This team is outstanding. I don't think it could have gone any better for me. But let's first of all look at the value. First of all, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hold on. I missed somebody here. Who did I miss? Oh, I missed Chark. I was like, where's my sixth? Chark. All right. I'm going to do this again. All right. So this draft went very well. I got Dan Bailey as my kicker. And I just want to show you, first of all, I've got 6 players with top 40 value on this team. Kamara, Golladay, Chark, Chubb, Waller, and Landry all score top 40. That is amazing that I got 6 players with top 40 value. We've got a lot of nice indicators on all these players. Look what I got. Contract year players: Kamara, Golladay, Chark, Chubb, Kirk, Lindsey, Everett, and Hill, all contract year players. Bounce back players: Kamara, Robbie Anderson, Matthew Stafford. That's perfect. Breakout players: Dobbins, Minshew, Snell, Jerick McKinnon, James Robinson. Awesome. I mean, this is so good. What negative markers do I have? Jarvis Landry has had a decline in usage over each of the past 3 seasons, so that's not good. Robbie Anderson signed a big contract when he moved over to Carolina. But that's basically it. No negatives. Look at the outlook. Almost everybody, 3 stars or better, and then the 3 that are left are just 2 stars. That's still very good. I consider that neutral. I'm actually neutral on those. These are all positive. And so my neutrals are Stafford, Minshew, and Snell. So 2 of these guys are bench players. And Matthew Stafford, like I said, I'm very, very confident he's going to be a great player for us this year. Now, reliability. Look at all the high reliabilities I got. Only 1 low reliability player, Brian Hill. But he's the backup to Gurley. So he has a real opportunity that he could get some work if Gurley gets hurt. A bunch of mid-reliability players, so that's perfect. That's what I like to see. Consistency. Look at all these consistency players that scored better than a 5 or better. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 players with better than average consistency. I've got some ones here. Who do I got? Everett, Snell, and Hill. So again, it's backup guys. It's backup running backs. They never score well on consistency. And then I got a bunch of new players. I got some real good high upside rookies. Dude, I am super excited about this team. This is my favorite team so far that I've drafted. I really, really like this. I'm going to check something real quick, and I will be right back. All right, well, I'm kind of shocked. I'm only rostering 137 points, which would be the weakest of all my teams. And let's see here. We've got, looking at all the other teams here, looks like I'm like 3rd or 4th in points, which is kind of a bummer, man. It might be even a little lower than that. That's really surprises me because this team, this went so bad. I think they might be underestimating some of my players. But anyway, like I said, I think this draft went extremely well, very strong top to bottom. So I think this is going to be a very competitive team this season. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Another draft in the books. Guess what? I got another one starting in 8 minutes. That's right. It's my Tailgate Therapy League. This is my friends' league. And so I got to go to that. And like I said, man, don't schedule 2 of these things back to back. It's too much. So thanks for watching. Have a good day, everybody.